Hello, Joe Hupp here with another Whiteboard Wednesday. I want to first of all thank you for being on this video with us and introduce today's topic. Today's topic, I'm going to address the question, who should I write my message to? Now, while I don't claim to be the world's foremost expert with regards to ad copy, I have been able over the past 10 plus years to write ad copy that converts. And that's the key when writing ad copy, whether it's for an e-commerce website or for a service-based business. We want to write ad copy that turns the visitors into our website into buyers. And this is a common mistake that I see happen a lot, is people are writing the messaging to the wrong type of people. So let me go ahead and diagram something up here and then we'll discuss it. So there's really three types of people that you can write your messaging to. And if we were to diagram this out on a continuum here, okay, we're going to pretend that this is 100 visitors coming to your website right here. If we were to take the first section, which would probably be this section right here, okay, and that's going to represent probably about 0.3% of the people that come to your website. About 0.3% of the people coming to your website are what we call motivated buyers, MBs, and we'll talk about each one of these here in just a second. Then you've got this next section, which represents probably somewhere in here, so it's this group right here, and then you've got this last group right here. Okay, so this group right here, over here, this represents anywhere between 3 to 4% of the visitors or traffic that comes to your website, and we're going to call them persuadable buyers, or PBs, persuadable buyers. Then you've got this middle section, which represents about 95, give or take a little bit, 95% of the people coming to your website. They're what we call, okay, your tire kickers. Now, here's your three groups. So you've got your motivated buyers, your tire kickers, and then your persuadable buyers. Now, let's take a look at each of these groups and who you should be writing to. So first of all, let's look at the motivated buyer. That represents just a small portion of people coming to your website. Now, these people, they are at their computer looking for a very specific product or service, and they've got their credit card out, lovingly nestled in between their keys or their keyboard, ready to pull the trigger on the first website that just doesn't stink it up and that has exactly what they're looking for. And so your website really doesn't need to do much to convince these motivated buyers. All you really need to do is have a pretty good looking website with the key features that every website should have, and you're going to have those people buying from you anyway. Okay? Now, is it possible, the question, is it possible to have a website that is just so bad that you even convince these motivated buyers not to buy from you? And the answer is yes. And you'd have to actually pretty much try to not get people to buy from your website to have that. But that does happen. But that's a very small percentage of the people that come to your website. Well, this next group then is the 95% of the people coming to your website. We call them your tire kickers. These are the people that are coming, they have a million questions, they're on the fence, they're not quite sure whether they're going to buy or not. And these are the people that, unfortunately, the majority of website owners write to. They write to this group of tire kickers here. Let me just tell you flat out, you are never going to convince the tire kickers to purchase from you. You could be selling on your website 100 ounces of gold, okay, 100 ounces of pure gold on your website for $9.95, and these are the people that are going to go, oh well, there might be a scratch, or there's something wrong with it, or it's too good to be true, so I'm not going to buy it. But it could be totally legit, and they're still not going to buy from you. So don't waste any energy or time writing to the tire kickers, and we're going to come back to them in just a second. Then finally, you've got this last little section right here, which represents about 3 to 4% of the visitors coming to your website. These are what we call persuadable buyers. Now, these persuadable buyers, they are going to buy this product. Whether or not they buy it from you, completely different story. They're going to shop around, they're going to look at all the 10 results on Google, they're going to check out price, they're going to check out product reviews, they're going to check out what you say about the product, any warranties or guarantees, anything like that that might persuade them to buy from you over somebody else. Okay? So this group, like I said, they are going to buy, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to buy from you. They're going to buy the product and they're going to buy it from somebody. This is the group that you want to write your ad copy to. This is your target group right here, the persuadable buyers. These are the people that you can convince to buy from you over going to one of your competitors. Now, how do you do that? Well, we talked a little bit about it. You could have product reviews, specifically for an e-commerce website. You could have product reviews, okay? People love product reviews. And in a future video, I'll talk about how to come up with some pretty good ways to come up with product reviews that are totally legit. We're not making them up, all that fun stuff. I'll do that in a future video. But these are the people that are saying, hey, do they offer free shipping on orders over a certain amount, or free shipping in general? That's another thing that might persuade them to buy from you over another. Your warranties or guarantees that you provide, that's another thing that might tip them to you. Your price. If your price is too far high, too far low, guess what? That's going to hurt your conversion rates, okay? And the list could go on and on as far as other things that get these people to buy from you, other offers or extended offers, things that you know, bonuses and things like that that you could bundle into the package if they're buying something. But those are the things that you could include to get these persuadable buyers to buy from you versus going to your competitor. Now, again, I told you the majority of people are writing to the tire kickers, and I don't care. Right? I don't care what it is. You're never going to convince these tire kickers to buy. So do not waste your time writing to the tire kickers. And the tire kickers, like I said, if you were a car salesman and you looked out the window and you saw a person kicking the tires out there of a car, or sitting in there feeling the leather and all that fun stuff, who are you going to approach to try to sell them a car? You're going to try to approach the person who's feeling the leather, feeling the steering wheel, and sitting in the seat and all that fun stuff. He's taking a little bit more action. That's the group that you want to sell to. Now, one last thing with regards to writing to your persuadable buyers is, if I were to take 100 of your persuadable buyers and ask them what are the things that are important to you, maybe list the top 10 things that are important to you in buying from a website. Well, how many different answers am I going to get? Well, if I've got 100 people, 10 questions, right, and I tell them to give me the top 10 things, well, you might think, well, yeah, I got to get 10 responses. Well, with 100 different people, I might get 100 different responses. And what that means is, if I were to take them and say, all right, 100 people said they like X, okay? 100 out of 100 said they want to see X in the website. Then 97 people said they want to see Y, and then 82 people said they want to see W, and then you're going to get down here to where you're going to have, let me erase this just so I can have some room here. Then you're going to get down here to the bottom where you're going to say, all right, there's 5 people that wanted, M, and there's 4 people who wanted, O, and there's 3 people who wanted Z. So the question is, how many of these do we need to facilitate? Do we only facilitate the things that the masses want, or do we facilitate everything that shows up on that list, all 100 things? And the answer is, over time, we should try to, if we can, incorporate all of these 100 things that your persuadable buyers have come up with. And you can do that through surveys, you can do that on Facebook, engaging your users on Facebook. But the key in, just reviewing this again, is you've got your motivated buyers, your tire kickers, and your persuadable buyers. We write to our persuadable buyers. That is the group of people that are going to buy, but they need some convincing. We've got to try to convince them. Checking out your competition is another great way to find some things that your competitors are doing that you may not be doing that would be beneficial to writing to those persuadable buyers. Thanks again for joining us for this Whiteboard Wednesday, and I look forward to seeing you next week.